Hello, good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Soccer Sanchez TV. I'm Soccer Sanchez, I'm here with Stuart. How are you, Stuart?
Yeah, very well, thank you very much.
Back for another week of football discussion and talk. Now today, normally the structure of the show, we normally go through a featured game of the week. This week we didn't feel there was really a league game to talk about as such, looking around the fixtures around the world. We really wanted to get on to speak about what's happened on during the week in Europe and Champions League, Europa League, maybe a bit of Copa Libertadores as well, with that starting off in South America, and have a look at the title race in England. So, firstly, to start off with, did you watch any of the European games in the week?
Yeah, well, I saw the PSG-Chelsea game on Tuesday.
What do you think?
I thought it was I only got to see the second half, but from the highlights in the first half, I saw that Chelsea had a game plan. They went to Paris looking to try and beat PSG by doing counter-attacks. It worked at some points, and that's how they got their goal from a counter attack. Well, whereas PSG, they sort of knew what they were doing in the second half in terms of what Chelsea were up to, so they pretty much suffocated them and didn't allow these counter attacks to take place. And they were using a lot of the wings to good use, and Marquinhos especially was really effective in providing some sort of supply to Ibrahimovic and Cavani when he came on.
PSG had a lot of the ball, I thought. I was kind of flicking between the Benfica game and the PSG game, but from the first half especially, PSG had a lot of the ball consistently. And I think I caught a stat somewhere where they had something like 80% possession.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, and I don't know, it just seems that, okay, Mourinho's gone, but their tactics are still kind of the same, because Chelsea never really had that, all-out attack kind of game about them. They were always quite defensive or very reliant on defensive work. But I just thought it was almost to the extreme against PSG, where they really sat back, waited for them to come, absorbed all the pressure. And I guess it worked in a sense, because they lost, but they didn't get battered. Yeah. 2-1's a good result to take to the bridge. And of all people, Mikel to get that goal from nowhere.
Bloody hell.
I was really surprised he got the goal, to be honest. I think it's his, correct me if I'm wrong, his sixth goal
games,
in 20 years or whatever it is at Chelsea. Yeah. Dream club, obviously, when he moved there.
Clearly.
Dream club. But yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I personally like Mikel. I think he's a very good player. He's got experience, what cracks me up as well is from what I remember, the last African nations, he was used as more of an attacking midfielder. For Nigeria, but when he's at Chelsea and
more like defensive midfielder, right?
Very, very much so, yeah. But I like him. He's a good player. I think a lot of clubs have this, like Everton have Osman, Spurs have, Dembele's been there for a while now. There's always that player that's always been at the part of the team, in and out of the team, depending on injuries and things like that. But they do a job. And I think Mikel is an important part of the Chelsea team, to be honest with you.
So do you think that the sole criticism of Mikel by Chelsea fans is unfounded? I mean, why do you think he gets so much stick from Chelsea fans and fans in general?
I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know, because look at his record. He's won God knows how many Premier Leagues. Yeah. He's won the Champions League.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, he's won the Champions League. He's won the African nations. He's more successful than a lot of players at Man United, let's say. So
especially right now,
it's strange, because he's not been on the bench for the last 6-7 years. He plays, and he's played 300 odd games.
Yeah.
So he's a good player. So. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, I need to check stats and all that. I know how you lot love being right, but he's been an integral part of the Hiddink's return this time, and Chelsea have not lost since Mourinho left.
They haven't. Even though they've drawn quite a few games, but at least they don't have that losing mentality that they had under Mourinho, and where Hazard was constantly being vilified for his performances. To be honest, I thought Hazard had a decent game in the first half. Second half, a lot of their attacking players went missing, but that's credit to PSG, and the way they just didn't let them get out of their own half, and just pretty much Di Maria show, him down the wings, also trying to supply Ibrahimovic. And I thought Cavani's finish was exquisite. Really good.
Cavani's goal was really, really good.
Really good.
Yeah. I don't think it got as much credit as it should have done.
I know.
It's a fantastic finish.
Had it been an English player, maybe Rooney, we wouldn't have heard the end of it by the day after in the papers.
We've been in the papers the next 10 years, but no, I thought for Cavani, fantastic finish. Yeah. He's been frustrated at PSG, I'd probably say for about 18 months now, because the sounds are coming out of Paris all the time that he's not happy, he wants to find another club, and just to cement the rumours, I think his father came out. I don't know if you heard about it during the week, saying that he's looking forward to playing for Man United. So
Really?
yeah, whether or not that's a decoy or sign that he wants to leave, or he actually has had words with Manchester United. I think it's safe to say this is probably going to be his last season at PSG. Will be interesting to see where he goes, how much he's going to go for. I mean, strikers these days are a luxury. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
It's very difficult to name, well, for my opinion, 10 world-class strikers out there at the moment. And because of the scarcity of these strikers, the prices are phenomenal. Cavani cost God knows how much going to PSG. In reality, 50 mil. In reality, given the game time and how many goals he scored compared to before he got there, his price should come down. But knowing the market, it's probably going to go up. So
probably in China, especially coming into the market, inflating prices.
I mean,
probably double 50. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about China a couple of weeks ago in our second episode, and China have that money to just throw that cash at them and get the likes of Cavani. I mean, they've got Jackson Martinez. Okay, he didn't have a great 6 months with Atletico Madrid, but the previous 3 years, he's one of the best strikers in Europe.
And even though he had a bad 6 months, his price actually went up in those 6 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Cavani.
But again, that's the power of the Chinese revolution. Let's say they don't care. They've got the money. They'll splash the cash. Yeah. No one cares. I mean, I don't know if you saw the Real Madrid have been the papers. Real Madrid have been investigated now because it appears that the money they used for the Bale transfer came from loans from 2 banks who were during the recession taken over by the Spanish government. So in actual fact.
The Spanish government that's buying these players.
Yeah, so the Spanish government. I mean, first of all, there was a rumour that the local government might be helping Madrid a couple of years back. Now we're finding out it's the actual government of Spain putting money into the public banking sector, and that bank is giving money to Real Madrid to buy their players. That doesn't wash with me, man. That's something really dodgy, and they're going to look into that. And I've got no doubt it's more than just a Bale transfer. It
just goes to show how closely connected some of these big clubs in Europe are with government. Real Madrid was always a club that's been connected with the Spanish government, even back in the Franco years.
Even Barcelona.
Even with Catalonia.
Yeah.
It's closely linked. And what about the other game, Real Madrid game? I thought that was a really good game. Watched it from start to finish. I was very impressed with how Real Madrid played. Also, Roma. I thought Roma would probably not put as much of a challenge to what they did actually in the game against Real Madrid. I was particularly impressed with Salah. Salah was very good running down those wings, and he was pretty much a threat for Real Madrid the whole night. Maybe not so much in the second half, but I thought in the first half they were unlucky not to score a goal. But yeah, Ronaldo, that goal he scored, wow, what a goal.
I tweeted actually when he scored that goal, they remind me of like the goals I scored on FIFA 16. Down the little chop inside, bang, top corner. Didn't realise it was a deflection at the time, I tweet.
Yeah.
But great goal. I mean, that typifies Ronaldo.
Yeah. To those that say that he's past it, that this season he's not having such a great season as the last few years, that goal pretty much shut them up for a while.
Well, he answers his critics very well because did you see the press conference prior to the game?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he's very annoyed with the type of question he was given. To be honest with you, I thought it was a ridiculous question to even question Ronaldo's goal scoring record. I mean, no one in the history of football the last 30 years maybe has scored as many goals as Ronaldo or Messi.
Yeah.
So for the journalist to question him, I thought it was ridiculous. But he answered them in the right way on the pitch, scored the goal, shut them up.
He should have actually scored. I thought a couple more. James with the great left foot supplied him with a cross towards in the middle of the second half, and I would have bet actually my house on Ronaldo scoring that goal because. He's a great when he's in front of goal and with his capability you'd have thought he would definitely score that, but it wasn't to be. So I mean, do you think first of all, do you think PSG and Chelsea when they play at Chelsea, what do you think might happen? I think Chelsea would have to score 3 or more to win it in 90 minutes because PSG with their quality up front, they'll definitely get a goal at the bridge. I just don't see Chelsea keeping a clean sheet against PSG, even how good Mikel is or how good they are at the back. PSG will a lot.
Is Terry injured? Did I read that right?
Yeah.
Did he come off in that game?
Yeah, I think he did.
Terry might have a knock, so he might not. Well, we'll see, but he may not be available for the next game.
There's no Zuma, so Cahill and the new American signing was Zuma.
Oh, was he playing?
No, but he was on the bench, I think.
So these signings, I don't get it because Chelsea bought 2 players in the summer, didn't they?
Djibouti. He's on loan now at I think it's at
Wolfsburg.
Wolfsburg, that's it.
Yeah,
Wolfsburg.
and they bought the fellow from Reading.
Michael Lecter. He scored today actually. He scored today at Reading. He's going back on loan at Reading.
No,
but I just don't see them. I don't see these players starting with Chelsea. They've got. I think they're one of the biggest clubs in Europe in terms of like loaning players off to feeder clubs like Vitesse Arnhem. There is.
Vitesse are a massive club in terms of their relationship with Chelsea.
Yeah.
They've got Solanke, Izzy Brown.
Izzy Brown as well.
And Josh McEachran played there a little bit.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah. So I just see PSG getting a goal at the bridge. So Chelsea will have to somehow get 3 or more in 90 minutes if they want to win it in 90 minutes. But that one will be a very good game. And Real Madrid, I think they're pretty much through. They'll probably still feel they're the strongest team, but I just see them comfortably beating Roma at home.
Yeah, they should do the job. I mean, they've 2-0 up now.
Yeah.
It's going to be very hard. I mean, Roma had home advantage, and they really didn't use it to their.
They had chances. Zeko should have scored a goal right towards the end, just fluffed his lines. But yeah, Real Madrid have just too much firepower up front.
Yeah, and Salah was really isolated, I thought.
Yeah, he worked his socks off though.
And even when he ran into the middle, he's just been isolated up there on his own really. I thought Chelsea did a massive disservice in getting rid of him so quickly. But again, my opinions on Chelsea, they do that all the time. I mean, we've got players like Cuadrado who never had a flipping chance at Chelsea. Now you see him starting all the time for Juventus, and Juventus are now. Well, I don't know about today.
They drew last night
yesterday,
Bologna.
But they beat Napoli last week and they went top of the league. So you can't be all that bad if you're playing for one of the best teams in Europe, Champions League finalists last year, top of the Italian league, but then you can't get into Chelsea for whatever reason. It's ridiculous. I mean,
actually talking about Juventus, I'm surprised that Dybala didn't start because
Dybala didn't start yesterday.
No, they went with Zaza who scored the goal, the awesome goal against Napoli last weekend. They went with him up front, and he turned out to be very disappointing. But then they put Dybala towards the end. So I'm just wondering if Dybala had started from the start. I'm sure they might have got a win out of that. But Zaza was very.
Regardless if he was there or not, I mean, Juventus have a strong enough team to be able to win that game. So
yeah, they should have won.
Surprising. The Jordan are away, weren't they?
They were away, yeah.
They were away, yeah. So I mean, still plenty of months, 3 months to go to the end of the title race in Italy. Juventus are in cruise control. Well, they're in control at the moment.
Yeah.
But Napoli are coming up behind them. It will be interesting. Fiorentina, third place they were third place in the league before this weekend. Up against my boys, Tottenham. I thought we played very well, considering we're away from home. We haven't. I think Spurs were the only team to have scored a goal against Fiorentina at their ground in the history of English teams going out there. I think that's 6-7 matches. So good result, good goal by Chaddy with the penalty.
I just wanted to ask you, in terms of Dele Alli, do you see? I mean, you must have seen the replays when he's kicked. Who was the defender? I think it was one of the right back. Dele Alli had a kick out the defender.
Something. Yeah.
Tomato.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm not gonna lie. I was crapping it a little bit when he did the little kick because I thought, okay, here we go, another Beckham-esque type sending off. Very what's the word?
Not prudent.
Very petty is the word. That's it. Very petty. He didn't need to do that. It wasn't that type of game. Although I do agree with that kind of football. Growing up in the 80s and 90s, obviously tackles were a lot harder than what they are now. So I don't mind seeing a bit of aggressiveness, a bit of pinching, pulling, whatever. Yeah. They're all good old tricks, but it was a big risk. The way football is now, Ali could have easily been sent off. And that was the first thing in my mind when I saw the ref go into his pocket. I thought instant red card, because it's a blatant kick. Referee was very good. I'm not just saying it for that reason or for the fact we got a penalty, but I thought the referee was very good. He spoke to the players. He gave them three tackles and he could have been a yellow. I think he controlled the game very well, and even the yellow for Dele Alli for that kick might have warranted a red card, but a good decision in my books in terms of keeping the game, keeping up with the spirit of the game, because it wasn't that type of game really. Ali came out in the interview yesterday in the Standard saying that he never meant to kick the defender.
Interesting.
I think he may be twisting the truth slightly.
But I'm sure.
But I like that. I mean, there was a debate on the radio yesterday as well about his temperament, and I think it's fine. I think if he can control it, great. If he's going out willy-nilly, just kicking people left, right, and centre all the time, getting yellow cards, then that's different. But if he can control it, having that experience in League One as well, I think he played well over 100 games. I think that it's helping him now in the Premier League and in Europa League.
I mean, you had Pochettino at the end of the game. They asked him about Dele Alli's little kick on a defender, and he said he was going to have words with Dele Alli. I mean, it's good that he's going to have a word with him at this stage. Even it's his first, I think, misdemeanor, as you might put it.
Oh no, he's had a couple.
Has he?
Yeah. He was accused by Pardew stomping on Kabay a couple of weeks ago.
Oh wow! So he might have to kick off, sort of tone it down a bit.
Dele Alli watch.
Because he's risking getting a red card and then really affecting the team in maybe a high profile game.
Yeah.
So yeah, pushing.
Well, that's the fear. That's
the thing.
That's what it is. I mean, okay, Europa League doesn't get as much. It's not held in high regard as the Champions League, but it was a big game on Thursday. And had he got a red card, they would have been on him. The media, maybe not so much the fans, but people would have been on him and really, try and bring. Similar to the way that Beckham was treated when he was sent off against Argentina in the World Cup, something like that could happen to Ali. Bearing in mind as well that Steven Gerrard had a much worse record as well when he was not even 21. He'd been sent off a couple of times. I think once in the Merseyside derby.
Yeah.
So it is quite interesting how people are kind of vilifying and attacking Dele Alli in a way.
Maybe we've been a bit too harsh with Dele Alli, but he has had a great season so far.
Great season.
This might be a great season for your guys. I mean, they're in a run for the league. They might even win the league. Who knows?
Yeah, no.
And also they're in a chat with the Europa League. That'll be a fantastic season.
Yeah, I mean, definitely it's going really well. We'll get on the league title chances later, but just to round off the European stuff, I thought we played really well. Man United, what did you think of their performance? I
didn't actually watch the game, but when that result came in, shock horror. I wasn't actually surprised that they lost because they've been, all over the place this season. And yeah, Van Gaal still saying he's blaming it on bad luck. I don't know what bad luck he's looking at, but it's something to do with his tactics, or I'm not sure what is going on.
It's quite telling really that I'm not sure if you're aware, at the end of every round, every match day, UEFA pick the team of the week, of the round, let's say, and Romero was the goalkeeper for the team of the week. So I don't know, he did save them a couple of times with some really good saves. So it could have been a lot worse for Manchester United. There's no excuse really. I mean, they're a small team. I think what did you point out to me earlier about the goal scorer?
Oh, I can't remember his name for the life of me, but he on FIFA, there's a thing that came on social media. He's got a rating of 47. So if you
47 rating,
47
rating. Overall rating. Okay, it's not real life, whatever. But it's good to look at it. 47 rating, and the guy scored a winner against Man United. Yeah. Come on, I mean, this is Manchester United. They've got cash to burn, which they did.
Too much to burn.
Yeah, I think too much to burn. I mean, I personally, I'm very disappointed in Depay. Memphis Depay. I was expecting a hell of a lot more. I wrote an article on soccersanchez.com as well. Check it out if you want. But I honestly thought he was going to be an integral part of this team to be successful. Little did I know it that Martial really is their best player, really.
But also it could be, Van Gaal's tactics. We all sort of saw how Falcao, you might say he was affected by Van Gaal's tactics last season. But the same thing might be happening with Depay. I mean, Van Gaal maybe isn't sure how to use him, even though the thing is, that's the thing that surprised me, that Van Gaal has experience of working with him in the Dutch national team. You would have thought that, okay, you would find a position for him to play in United. Doesn't seem to have been the case, because he's still struggling to find the form that United would expect from a signing like Memphis. But yeah, United were abysmal. But big up to FC Midtjylland. I mean, they're owned by Matthew Benham. That's the owner of Brentford as well. And they were a bit like his prep project last season, and they won their league, the Danish league, for the first time I think in their history, 17-year history.
Yeah.
So it's
17-year history.
17-year history.
It's not a big history, is it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, 17 years is nothing in football.
I'm older than them.
It seems like the strategy with FC Midtjylland has worked. Maybe not so much with Brentford this season, but it has worked with this club in Denmark. And yeah, credit to them. Hopefully if they do beat United, hopefully they go further than the next
Do
round.
you think they'll beat United? Old Trafford now?
I don't. I'm not going to predict anything. I mean, I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure if they're going to beat Shrewsbury on Monday.
Who? Oh, Man United.
They might be worth putting a bet on that. On say putting a fiver on Shrewsbury, but I think the odds are something like 6-1 at the moment.
To really?
Shrewsbury, 6 or 8-1. I saw something online like that. Yeah. Don't ask me how I know.
It's not going well for United, put it that way. And just to quickly recap, just to go back to Champions League. Jonas from Benfica was the match winner against Zenit.
Yeah.
So
Last minute winner there.
Will be interesting to see how the tie will turn out in Russia.
You got Villas Boas.
Yeah, AVB is doing very well out there. Hulk is on form this season. Personally speaking, I think Zenit will win the return leg 2-0, and they'll go through. I think PSG will go through.
Yeah.
Real
will go through.
Real will go through as well. But these matches aren't for a couple of weeks now, are they? So there's bigger games.
Who's the other game? There's 4 games. We've got PSG, Real Madrid, and Benfica.
Oh, again, some Wolfsburg.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, that was an interesting one.
That was a very good game, actually. Yeah.
I saw it was 3-0. I sort of tuned off after that, but then I saw Gent score 2 goals right at the end. So who knows? But my money would still be on Wolfsburg to go through on that one.
Yeah, I mean the talk was about Depoitre playing for Gent and how there was like 15, 20 scouts out looking for him. The Belgian Jamie Vardy. Apparently that's a compliment these days. Fair enough, he's doing well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean Wolfsburg, Gent were terrible first. I watched that game as well.
Yeah.
Gent were really bad first half. I'm talking like Championship, like League One, really bad. The champions were in League One probably. But Wolfsburg had opportunities and Draxler took control of the game.
Oh, that goal he scored, the first one was
couple of goals. Wolfsburg should win that return leg, but don't knock Gent from that tie. And yeah, Real Madrid to beat Roma on the return. Next week we've got next week on Tuesday, Wednesday, sorry. Juve Bayern, we got Dynamo Kiev against Man City, PSV against Atletico Madrid, and I'm pretty sure there's another game to go. But Arsenal Barcelona, of course.
Of course, I can miss that one.
So yeah, that'll be interesting to see, and no doubt we'll talk about that next week.
Quick predictions: Arsenal Barcelona at home.
10-0 Barcelona.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm going with a 2-1 to Barcelona at home at Arsenal. It's right now with the MSN trio, just can't. It'll be hard to stop them scoring at the Cardinals ground.
Right, so as we approach the second half of the show, we wanted to bring a bit of talk about. Actually, before we do anything else, about this guy. Gary Neville.
Wow.
6-0.
6-0 it was.
Well done, Gaza.
Set a record in the first half. First club in the history of the Europa League.
He looks smug in the picture. Why not 8?
First club in the history of the Europa League to win, to be winning 5-0 in the first half.
Yep. Santi Mina, I thought, needs a special mention. I thought he played very, very well.
Santi Mina, yeah.
Santi Mina, very good player. 20 years old, left-footed, great player. I just wanted to mention that. Let's see what. Let's hope Gary doesn't get knocked out in the second leg, because then we will have to question his credentials as a football manager.
Well, he's on a run at the moment. He's won the league last weekend, and he won this week against Rapid Vienna. So who knows? Might be something to start off a little mini Neville revolution.
True. So I just want to have a quick talk about the Premier League.
Yeah.
We had a little chat last week about it, but unfortunately, due to technical reasons, the video did not upload. So we're going to go back on that a little bit and.
I blame Brian.
And essentially, yeah, of course. After the double header last weekend between Tottenham and Man City, Arsenal, Leicester. Obviously, Tottenham came out 2-1 winners. Great goal by Eriksen at the end there. Brilliant ball by Lamela to put him through there. Yeah. I thought Company was to blame for the goal. Man City fans don't want to say that just because of the fact he played him on. But then again, is it Company playing him on or is it Otamendi pushing up? Whatever, it happened. Man City dropped points. Pellegrini wasn't happy, understandably. Personally speaking, I didn't think Sterling handballed that cross.
That was so harsh.
That was really soft.
So harsh.
But I mean, we'll take it all day long. It happens against and for every team in the Premier League, so it's what goes around comes around, and I'm sure Man City have had their decisions go their way what he shouldn't have done. But I mean, I thought it was a great performance. We defended a lot, and we took our chances.
I mean, that handball, I think 10 years ago, a lot of referees would have given that handball, I think 7 or 8 times out of 10, that would have been a penalty. But these days, you hardly get decisions going for the team that's appealing for the handball, because it's just, he certainly couldn't do anything. I mean, fair enough, his arms were high, but if it hits him, it's not his fault, is it? And also, there was a question of whether that was outside the area or not. I think that was debatable. I think it might have been just outside the area.
The handball? The handball.
Yeah.
No, the contact for me was inside the box.
Was it?
The contact, whether it be the back or whatever, it hit him in the box because he jumped into the box.
But the hands?
But whether it hit the hand, in my opinion, no.
Yeah.
It was really, really, really difficult for the referee to make a decision. I'm surprised he made it, because I don't know how I could be 100% sure, but he made it, and it's not like these referees get help from their linesmen anyway. So, tough job anyway, made even harder by the fact he's got to make the decision on his own, but it happens, and I still think Klattenberg is one of the best referees.
Oh, there's no doubt.
In the Premier League. Yeah. I don't think he's got very much long left, in terms of, I think maybe 2 or 3 years left, in terms of age and retirement and things like that.
You might be seeing him as a pundit on BT Sport along with Howard Webb. That'd be an interesting combination there.
It would be.
But I thought the performance of Tottenham was brilliant. The stuff of if they were to become champions, you'd go back to this game and see this is the one that really made them title contenders, because they were solid at the back, organised, hard working, and yeah, credit to them for that win.
Very professional, yeah.
Yeah.
And the other game, Leicester Arsenal. How lucky were Arsenal?
Yeah.
We're talking like the last kick here and Welbeck from nowhere.
Yeah.
The first game of the season, I think it was maybe for him.
Yes, it was. Wele.
Great goal. I thought it was a fantastic goal.
But Leicester was I don't know what Sebastian was playing at in the 93rd minute, coming out and going for a choke slam on who was the guy that he fouled. I don't know who it was that he fouled, but doing that, rushing
the foul that led up to the
rushing out like that, and the 93rd minute.
Ridiculous foul.
Yeah,
my opinion.
Yeah. He should get dropped.
Leicester had that though. They, in my opinion, they had that game, and obviously Arsenal equalised in the last minute. It was just one of those things, really. It's
a question. They have to get it out of the system quickly, because they must be really angry, really let down, losing that game. So I think Ranieri gave them the week off, if I'm not mistaken, to get out, to forget the result. I'm sure they should, because the next few games will be pivotal to see how they react from that. And I think they have Norwich next. Do they? Leicester Norwich. So the first game they have next week.
Leicester Norwich. Yes.
Yeah, it is. Yes. So is that at home? Do you know?
I don't know, man.
Well, even if it's home or away,
on
their form right now, the way they're playing, you think that those should be 3 points, easy points. Who knows with the Premier League? It's always shockers every weekend. But yeah, I think it's just have to keep playing the way they've been playing, and they'll be there or thereabouts.
Yeah. So Leicester's next game is a home match against Norwich.
Yeah.
We've got Swansea. Tottenham have Swansea at home, and Manchester United Arsenal.
Wow.
Well, how do you think that's going to go at Old Trafford?
I don't know. For the big games, United are sort of played well, but they've just been the definition of inconsistency this season, and you can't really call it. It depends which United comes out for that game. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not going to try and predict that result.
Okay, what's happened here?
Don't tell me don't record.
And we're back. I hope we're still on. But no, yeah. So you're saying?
Yeah. So yeah, United Arsenal. I'm not going to predict that one. I don't know. It depends on which United comes out.
Right. Give me a second, people.
And yeah, I mean, it's going to be a 4-horse race with Man City there or thereabouts as well. I think if Company comes back and eradicates that mistake he made maybe last weekend. Yeah, I think Company will be a big major plus for Man City.
I mean, we spoke about this as well before. That it's really unfortunate that Company has had such a hard time this season, because in all honesty, I think if he was actually in the team consistently, Man City would be up there.
Yeah.
really challenging for the league, maybe even be in front of most teams. And honestly, they should be. With the amount of money they invest in the team, you know, they should be leading the way, really, considering how badly their normal rivals, let's say, are doing. But yeah, I mean, who Man City got next week? Then the next match is Newcastle away. I think.
Newcastle have been a funny one. They invested a lot of money before they were accused of not putting enough money into the team. But this season they have spent a lot of money with the likes of Mitrovic playing. They had last season Cabela and Tawin. They didn't work out. But this season they definitely have got players that you'd think that they would be making a difference. But apparently they haven't done very well this season. McLaren hasn't been able to gel the team together. But yeah, Man City should be going there and getting 3 points, I think, easily.
Yeah, they should be. I mean, honestly, Man City should be winning all their games.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
But even when you see them against Chelsea or Man United, they are the better team this season. So they should be. But I mean, who knows? I mean, who beat them again before? Leicester. Leicester beat them before Tottenham did. So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting run-in, really. Who do you think is going to win it then?
That game, or
the league in general.
The league. As good as Leicester are doing, I think they won't. I think they'll fall off and finish fourth. I'm going with Man City. I just think that that once Company comes back, as long as he stays fit, he might be a bit rusty for the first few games, but I think he'll be the big difference in that game, in the title race. And I think Man City will come through.
Yeah, I mean, start of the season I thought Man City. Now with what's been going on, I'd love to say Spurs, but I've been a Spurs supporter for far too long, and we've been in this situation before. I don't know if I mentioned this. Harry Redknapp in February, I think we beat Newcastle, ended up getting 10 points ahead of Arsenal in the Feb, and then we ended up being 6 points behind, I think, the fourth place team. Again, Pochettino last season, we beat Arsenal 2-1 in the league, and I think in the following 16 games we won 3 matches in all competitions. So who knows? This Spurs side do look a lot different. The way they're talking is a lot different. The closeness of the team and teammates, from what I've seen on social media, seems a lot more than I've ever seen at Spurs.
More
really.
banter.
This is probably the best team spirit that I've seen since the '91 team, the Spurs team of '91, who won the FA Cup with Gascoigne, Lineker, a fantastic team then. And I just think if they can keep that together and keep their winning streak going, I know they're due to Fiorentina, but if they keep going, there's a good chance they can win the league. But really, you've got to put Man City up there because they are the strongest team, you know, financially, squad wise, and they have the experience. They've won the league before, and yeah.
I thought so. They have Aguero. That's the best number 9 in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think Aguero will score goals for fun from now to the end of the season, and with Aguero back, anything's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll go to the last game of the season. I think it'll be too close to call. You'll be a fool to say that any one of these 4 teams will win it by 2 games to go. I think the last day of the season will be the big one.
In other words, it's up in the air. We don't know, and we'll see what happens.
Pretty much.
Right. So that's us for this week.
Libertadores. You're going to talk about Copa Libertadores.
Copa Libertadores started during the week. Quickly to mention, Sao Paulo lost.
Wow, who did they lose to? The strongest, was it?
That's a very good question.
The strongest.
Is it the strongest from Bolivia? Sao Paulo lost to the strongest, yes. Alonso scored the win on 62 minutes. Other results to mention: Corinthians came out 1-0 winners away to Cobresal from Chile. Easy, good result for them as well. Santa Fe of Colombia or Bogota drew 0-0. And another quick one to mention: River Plate of Uruguay drew 2-2 of Palmeiras. Just the reason why I mention that is, I don't know if you've seen him, but YouTube, Gabriel Jesus. This guy's fantastic, 19 years old. I've got no doubt he's going to make it big. He's gone a bit under the radar with the Under-20 World Cup and things like that happening. I think he's going to be Paulo's goal against River Plate of Uruguay. So
where's he from?
He's Brazilian.
Brazilian.
Yeah, great one. Gabriel Jesus. And if you're a FIFA 16 player, great potential career mode as well. Yeah, that's it. Then that's it from me. Thank you, Stuart, again for joining us. We'll
No
hope
problem. Thank you very much.
to have you as part of the show going forwards. I've been Soccer Sanchez. It's been emotional. Enjoy the football this week and
Good weekend.
have a good one, people.
Take care.
See you later.